In drafts, not every losing position looks dangerous at first glance. Sometimes the board is quiet until you realize you can't move. That's the power of locks. In this video, we are going to explore one of the most important positional concepts in drafts, locks. I'll show you what a lock really is, how you end up inside one, and how you can fight your way out before the position collapses. We'll cover 6 essential locks every serious player must recognize: the fork lock, chain lock, semi-fork, arrow lock, and the right wing and left wing locks. If you want to understand why positions break, and not just memorize moves, this video is for you. Let's lock in. The fork lock. One way to get into a fork lock is this way, but there are many ways to get into it. The most common way to get out of the fork lock is by exchanging 3 pieces for 3 pieces. Being in a fork lock is not a losing concept, but you have to make sure you find a way out before entering the endgame. Otherwise, you will lose at least one piece or even the game. In the example given in this game, Black has a smart trick to get out of the fork lock. The semi-lock. Getting into a semi-lock is very easy, and many opponent will allow you to go into one. In current position, only one way is correct, and that is 32 to 27. While playing 32 to 28 empties field 38 and loses a piece. While there are many ways to get out of a semi-lock, it still has a lot of power. It is mainly used to surround an opponent and make him move different pieces than planned. There are also many good moments for the semi-lock creator to get out of it and start a surrounding position. In the following position, you see that Black has more pieces behind the semi-lock than White. In a normal semi-lock position, you can only get out after running enough times behind the piece on 27. At the moment Black tries to win the piece on 27, White will take the exchange 31 to 26. The arrow lock. There are many ways to get in an arrow lock, but the 2 most common ways are by exchanging or by moving into it. Most players exchange with the piece on 23, while it makes it harder for Black to get out of the arrow lock. The arrow lock is a very strong lock and wins lots of games. In current position, Black has to block the piece on 33. If Black does not succeed, there will be no way out of the arrow lock. In the first situation, I will show what happens if Black blocks the piece on 33, and how Black gets out of the lock. Let's see if Black is not blocking the piece on 33. I will play the situation out until Black loses a piece with the strong arrow lock. Like in this game, it can happen that Black can delay the loss of the piece, but in the end, the lock always conquers. The left wing lock. This lock is very known in classical games. It can be played a lot of times when the bomb shot is not working. In current situation, we have just a normal classical position, but Black forgets the exchange into the left wing lock. There are not many ways to get out of this lock. I will show what the most common way is. Black has to try to make a formation 7, 12, and 18. When you can't make this formation, finding a way out is very hard and you will lose the game. The right wing lock. The right wing lock is a very common lock, and many strong players even choose to be in it. I want to make very clear that being in a lock has always a disadvantage, but when you play every move perfect, the game always ends in a draw. In this diagram, I show you which pieces are part of the lock. How to get out of a right wing lock. There are many variations to get out of this lock, but most players choose to do it in an early stage of the game. See here one of the exchanges you see often. The chain lock. The chain lock sounds like a very strong lock, but in reality it is very difficult to keep this lock for a long period in the game. But see here in green which pieces it blocks. In the current position, black can very easily get out of the chain lock by playing 19 to 23. But there is a moment that a chain lock is very good for the white player. For example, in this position, black has a bad connection. The pieces on 24 and 22 are not working well together. In these kind of positions, or when black does not have any possibility to build a formation with 19, 14, and 10, the chain lock is great to have. Locks don't win games by force, they win by control. Once you recognize how locks are built, how they restrict movement, and when they become dangerous, you start seeing the board differently. Whether it's a fork lock, a chain lock, or a wing lock, the key lesson is the same. Prevention is easier than escape, but knowing both makes you a stronger player. If this breakdown helped you, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more draft strategy, and let me know which lock you struggle with the most.